up, everyone? So this is a little intro I had to throw on the front of the video for these two. I actually filmed this about 2 days ago. I do things in the morning, so it's technically yesterday morning. And it was before I had went to bed and woken up to the Snyder Cut being official. Zack Snyder himself dropping it at the Man of Steel watch party he hosted. Everyone's seeing Henry Cavill pop up there. I haven't got to see it yet. I will. I'll be doing that this weekend. There was a lot of shade being thrown at Henry from a lot of different people. I love Henry. Absolutely love him. So happy to see that he showed up at that thing. I love Zack Snyder. I absolutely love him. I don't care what anyone says about him. All the hatred that went out there, everyone bullied the hell out of Zack Snyder for everything. The man did not deserve any of that. The fandom has truly done something special for a man that gave us everything, and now it's finally went back to him. I'm so happy to see that his true vision gets to come out, not only for us but for him. I felt so bad for the dude with what Warner Brothers did to him with the Justice League and everything like that. But huge Zack Snyder fan. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. It's coming. I absolutely can't wait. I'm ecstatic, to be honest. But real quick, this will be our next video. Whoops. We got Hot Toys Ben Affleck over here. Or, I mean, Justice League Batman. It's funny because I never even call him Bruce Wayne anymore. I just call him Ben Affleck. But that video will be our next one coming up. This video I did a little bit of different stuff with it. You know, I never really do like comparison videos or touch back on a statue or anything. So I actually had a lot of fun doing this. The intro goes on for like 17 minutes. So add 2 on top of that with this little short intro. This is just supposed to be popping in saying what's up with the Snyder Cut because I had filmed this video a little previous to that. But as you can tell, I love to talk. I love to put out there. I love to talk about the things I love. And I love hearing what you guys have to say about what I say. So if you don't want to see any of the stuff I say, just jump like 17 minutes into the video and you get to see these two bad guys up there. You get to see these Batman busts. Pretty dope. Prime 1. Basically got the whole Dark Knight Rises collection going on here. But if you want to stick around and have a good old time with us talking, and really enjoy this community we've manifested here, and let me know what you think about what I have to say. Let me know what you think about these. Let me know how excited you are for the Snyder Cut. I've had a lot of people reach out to me to say it's happening, it's been done, can you see it? Like, I wish we all could have been together and just fucking hugged each other and shouted from the rooftops that it's happening, because so many journalists kept telling us there's no Snyder Cut. A lot of those hardcore MCU fans made fun of us, all of that, and the Snyder, the release the Snyder Cut fandom showed nothing but love and support back. They raised a lot of money for a lot of good causes. We've jumped in on those fundraisers. Absolutely love being a part of all of that. There's one going on. I'm not sure if it ended yet, but it's the blue release the Snyder Cut shirt from the Harley Quinn joke. Amazing movement for an amazing man and an amazing vision. But go ahead and enjoy these Prime 1 statues that are coming now. Hey, what's happening, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel for any first-time viewers. I'm Jesse Rebirth, and this is technically the DKIII Part 2, I guess you could say. I wanted to get him and the Dark Knight Returns up here together. One really cool thing is, if you watch the first part of the video, you'll see that when we received the DKIII Master Race, his chest symbol, this one we have on here, we glued it. It was broken. The ear broke off. And in the video, I talked about how if Prime 1 and Sideshow are going to still have a relationship on any capacity, we are going to need replacement parts when our statues come broken. Shipping in a whole statue every single time something's broken is not a maintainable strategy anymore, basically. I've heard that multiple people experience the same problem as me with their Huntress. If you follow me over on Instagram, which I'm going to give you a really good reason here in a second to follow me over there, you'll see that I had gotten Huntress in, started the video. Karen and I got 20 minutes into the video, and once we got her head out, boom, the whole mask area, the hair was broken, and actually her boot was chipped, and we were going to kind of let that slide and just say, screw it. We can fix that. There was another little thing chipped. I don't remember quite what it was, but when we opened up the head, the hair was chipped, the mask was broke, the other side of the mask was broke. It was just too much was broke on it, and it sucks having to send that all the way back. But I received this little box from Sideshow. You know, I left them a big heartfelt message basically saying the same thing I said for everyone in the first video, saying that, you know, if Prime 1 and Sideshow are going to work together, they need to have some sort of plan to replace people's parts. We're the ones losing. No matter whatever went on between them, we shouldn't be the ones to lose out on it. We had a lot of these pieces pre-ordered long before they ever had their falling out, and now Sideshow is still getting Prime 1 pieces. Just recently, they put the Arkham City 1/5 scale Prime 1 Batman up. That's a new piece up on there. So, I know he's been out for a while, so I had opened this to check, make sure what it was, and if this was even going to be worth popping a video out for. As you can see here, they resent it. This one's perfect, in perfect condition. We will end up switching this one off and replacing it. Ours, if you look in the last video, the ear was broke off, and I did glue it on. The glue did an amazing job, but when you spend as much money as collectors are spending on these pieces, you want it to be perfect. But I had a couple people reach out to me and actually ask me what kind of glue I use, and it's this Loctite super glue. You can find this at any Walmart, maybe Home Depot, some type of department store, but it might be like a $3-5 little bottle. This is some of the best super glue I have ever used. It is by far. I was trying to think of something else. Haven't really had any other problems. I mean, Dead Man's rib cage on the ground was repaired once, but other than that, this stuff is solid and it works extremely well. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you that I talked about last time is I was saying that this video, I got a good reason for you to go follow me on Instagram. And the reason that is, so when I opened this up, I was so excited to see how it looked on his chest. And the reason that be is because, like I was saying, so Karen and I, we cosplay and we build cosplay stuff and all that, but we have a DKR symbol, or you could say DKIII symbol as well. Well, a lot of people have contacted us about them. You hook it onto your chest. We sell them damaged, we sell them clean, whatever it may be. We recently, now this one's completely untrimmed, but we had gotten this gold powder for, it's called cold casting, but we were doing it. This is completely test. This won't be how it looks, but we like the little blue dots on here so well. We were thinking a little bit of a gold flare like in the cracks. We want this to be much lighter when we actually do the real one, to make it not look so definite in those scratches, but something more subtle. But if you ever pay attention to the BVS scheme, like on his gauntlets and stuff, he has a bit of gold like rub in there, and there's a little bit of gold in his suit on the toys and all that, and it really makes for a cool look and design. But what I was going to tell you is with all the love and support and all the stuff I've been getting amazing comments, I've been getting amazing following, total engagement, and I do have to say, I see everyone's comments. I'm catching up. I'm still stuck back on Nightmare Batman. I almost said Nightfall. Nightmare Batman. I'm working my way because I like to hit every single person's comments, and I do it when I get the chance. But I'm not saying that it's a bother. I will get there. But just because you guys are the best, I'm going to make a post on my Instagram. It's Jesse_Rebirth. I'll put a link down in the video description. I'm going to pick out 3 people, and I'm going to send you one of these DKIII symbols. You can tell me if you want it clean, you want it gouged up, light, heavy, whatever type of weather pattern on it. 3 people will be randomly drawn from the list. Alright guys, I had to cut in there real quick one more time. I was not very specific on the instructions. So all you gotta do is like this video and be a follower of my channel. But on the Instagram post, you're gonna leave a comment with your YouTube name so I can cross-reference them. By the time you see this video, you'll see on my Instagram a post of these 2 together. All you gotta do in the comment section to be entered into the contest is leave your YouTube name in that comment section. And then in 1 month, I will draw winners over on Instagram, and I will send you DMs with the asking for your shipping information and everything. So make sure once you're done with this video, it doesn't matter when you enter, you just got to enter within the 1 month time frame. But leave your YouTube username over on the comments for this photo. Okay, you'll see these 2 guys on my Instagram. That's Jesse_Rebirth. Alright, back to the video. But as you can see here, we got the bust. When I bought this bust, I literally thought, I knew it wasn't going to match, but I don't know. I thought it was sick, so I had to get it. I mean, he has a couple heads. He had this smiling face. I believe this one's smiling face came with this bust, because this head's originally a head for the statue. I just dig this sadistic smile he's got here. I just think it's so cool. A lot of teeth showing. I mean, all 4 of these guys are showing their full grill. But, oh, I thought that these would be compatible. I thought you might be able to take this cape and pop it on this statue and have like a ripped up cape, you know, one that just barely hangs. That does not work. And the only reason I bring that up is because I was asked recently if the Dark Knight Returns head and the Dark DKIII statue would be compatible. They are absolutely not compatible. You can see the way our keys are. All of these statues, none of their heads are compatible with each other. Unless, I mean, you could take these ones. These ones are absolutely compatible for him, but the blue don't match with the black. Prime 1, they do absolutely fantastic work, killer work. Who would have ever thought that they would have came up out of nowhere with their Arkham City line and destroy all the competition that came out. XM is jumping straight up there too. I mean, when I started collecting, Hot Toys were our figures. Sideshow had some too here and there, but Sideshow was our statues basically. And Sideshow had they have a lock on the 1/4 small base game. So if you ever get a 1/4 statue, which they have a lock on a lot of the licensing. I don't mean the game, the licensing. So you'll see how XM, Brian Tan had explained to me, when they do a 1/4 piece, the reason their bases are so gigantic is because the base must absolutely be a certain size. I think it's double or triple for them to use the 1/4 scale. I know Brian Tan's no longer with XM. I know he went off to do whatever his heart desired. That's good. But when he was with them, I ran into him at 2 years ago Comic-Con, Denver Comic-Con. And he was saying that that's the reason why their pieces, their bases were so huge for their DC figures. And you'll see that Prime 1 up to a 1/3 scale. You'll see some of their Arkham different skins they're doing right now are 1/5. because it has to be. Sideshow has that 1/4 license on lock with a lot of things. Superheroes, obviously, and Prime 1 does not have the Marvel licensing to the best of my knowledge. I know they've done Venom, and they've done, but that was in collaboration with Sideshow, I believe. We know that the 1/4 Justice League New 52 statues, those are all 1/4, but they were also in collaboration with Sideshow. Anyway, the 1/3, it was incredible that Prime 1 came up out of nowhere and has dominated with these insanely dope statues. I mean, look at them. The busts are big. I was not expecting them to be this big. A 1/3 bust is a really good size. You can see these two are literally about the same size. DK3 stands slightly taller than Swamp Thing, so I guess that would mean this guy stands slightly taller than Swamp Thing as well. Swamp Thing looks to be the right scale with these though, because I mean these stand taller, but they're also on this huge base, and Swamp Thing's base is about really that tall. It's big and it's lush and beautiful, but it doesn't really prop him up really high. But one thing I've talked about before is Prime 1 has had a little bit of trouble with their scaling for a lot of statues. The 1/3 Batman from Justice League obviously is a little bigger than everyone else. He is ridiculously big. He matches a little bit with the Ben Affleck from Suicide Squad. I actually think the Suicide Squad Batman is killer. I have a buddy that's recently bought one, and he had talked to me about it multiple times, and I never knew that there was such a disdain for that statue. I didn't know people did not like it for whatever reason. I've seen people don't like the base, or they don't like, whatever else. I got no arguments about that statue. I think he's incredible. His pose is spot on. His texture is spot on. Everything about it. I do think that the 1/3 Arkham Origins, he's been one of my favorite Batmans for a long time, but I feel like his scale is a little off in the scheme of things when you get him up next to like Deadman and these other guys. It makes him look like a little bit like a munchkin next to all of them. But I still love him and Deathstroke. I got something coming for this statue. We have a couple projects, and I know I always say that, but we're always working, and all this extra time off I've really been pushing the needle far over. We just got off a week of vacation. You'll notice I missed a week of videos. Well, I was actually doing some insane work that whole week on our projects, and if you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I've recently gotten a tool or a new toy or whatever you want. It's the Frozen Transform printer. And I had my buddy help me slice up some files, a little extra, because I mean, the size I'm trying to print something, the chest was too big to fit on that huge build plate in it. And I actually just removed it from the printer, and I have the little bit of the resin draining before I clean it. And it is going to be insane. It's going to go right along with what you see here. But we'll do a little video on that. I'm definitely going to do a giveaway on that. I decided. I think it would be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at these guys up close. All right, we'll start it right down here with this bust. You can see his gnarled up face. I believe this head actually came with the real statue though. And the black base came secondly after the blue one. When I saw the black one was coming out, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get it. But you know me, I'm kind of a completionist for a lot of things, and having the blue one and not the black one, they look really good when one's on one side, one's on the other side of something. They are like that to my life-size bust of Batman, that original one Sideshow came out with. But you can see the texture on the suit, beautiful. That really knocked me back when I seen that for this Batman statue. The very first time when I got him. I mean, look at him. That is incredible. It still holds up to this day. I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things with this statue. And I mean, I dig the mutant leader on the base. This is kind of like a prototype to what we've seen them do with Damned. You know, Batman being on Joker's base and Joker being on Batman's base. But really cool. I saw this video where I believe this artist in Mexico does a lot of commissions and stuff. He had a client that wanted the mohawk sanded off of the mutant leader, and for him to be painted like actual skin color, like it was the mutant leader on there. And then he went really gory with his Batman. It was definitely more than what I would want to do for something. I like this statue the way it is. I really think he's gnarly. Look at him. You got some blood on his thigh right there. The way it's like soaked into the fabric too. Really makes for a cool effect. Especially on this side one. Let me see. There we go. Take a look right there. You can see how it's not only the wound, but the actual suit of him too. So my favorite for the DK3 is obviously the rope and the claw that the DK3 came with, but with these two having such a similar pose and having them displayed pretty close to each other, I wanted to have them do something different. The Dark Knight Returns does have a gun that he can hold, a rifle, but he kind of just holds it towards the ground a little bit. Looks much better for this guy. Make sure, yep. I mean, I really dig this hand over here, though. His hand is sick with all these batterings. But you can see them together. I have been asked how big Batman from the back wing to the front of the base is. And you know what? I'll measure that up and I'll tell you guys right here at the end of this video. But you can see these two side by side. I mean, they absolutely work. It's kind of a maturity for a company. I mean, it'd be hard to compare the two. And obviously the artists are different and, you know, everything. But it's kind of like where they were to what they've become. Obviously their bases have gotten way bigger and everything and way more extravagant. But I guess it varies by piece because, you know, they still got a couple out there where the base becomes pretty normal. But for this DK3 Batman, he had to be on this big gargoyle. It just looks good. And the wings on the back really add to what's going on with him. But as you can see here, these two look incredible together. Absolutely love them. But Sideshow really came through with the extra chest piece. As you can see here, we'll be switching it out. I don't know if you can tell because I did a really good, you can see the line if you look really closely. Right up here. We did a really good job gluing it and we hadn't actually repaired it. But I figured if it came to that, that's what I was going to have to do. DK3 Batman's definitely a little more ripped up. This guy's got, you know, DK Batman's always been kind of a little chunky-ish. That's what I really liked about Frank Miller's artwork back then. I still like Frank Miller. We just picked up, oh God, what is it? DK maybe 4 or whatever? Or something child? I don't know. Comic book stores just opened and we just picked it up. And I went out to a comic book shop. Actually 3 comic book shops. One we've never even been to, actually, too. This came from our normal comic book shop that we always go to. I was ecstatic to find this guy for 16 bucks, and he was on sale for their reopening. I mean, the way this whole thing is hit, as I can just imagine how comic book shops been doing. So we wanted to get out, show our support for the local comic book retailer. And I was someone that would go to Amazon and pick up my trade paperbacks and everything, but after what's gone on, I will only be shopping my local comic book store for a while. I mean, Amazon made $40 billion over this whole thing while everyone else was forced to shut down, and but Walmart and Lowe's and all them were still open. This is a pretty cool Batman's grave cover. We missed this right before the shutdown happened. We had the normal A cover, but not the B cover. So this right here is the new book, The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child. Frank Miller writing it and Raphael Grandpa drawing it. Also with, not wearing my glasses, but I think that says Jordi Belair. Yep. I knew this book was coming, but the only thing I had seen of it was Joker wearing an American suit in front of a Donald Trump poster that said trust. And when I was flipping through it in the store, I was able to find the page. Very interesting. I can't wait to dive in and see what it's all about. I know they're just talking about the election that went down in 2016 in that scene because I was reading it. Just because I was curious. But yeah, we'll see. They had like 3 different covers. Usually I'm a guy who gets the variants, but we'll see where The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child takes us. Right here we got Harley Quinn. This was Karen's. I absolutely love Booster Gold. Love Booster Gold. Would love to see a statue of him. But this looks really exciting that he's hanging out with Harley. Karen's the big Harley reader. I'm so far behind on these Harley Rebirth books. I mean, I'm behind on the things I want to read. We saw this foil Green Ranger cover. Boom Studios has been doing some incredible work. I actually met the artist that created Lord Draken as well, and that was sick. And then we got this Criminal Sanity book 4. I actually dig this cover. I haven't even read a single Criminal Sanity. That's been all Karen lately. I'll pick it up when I get the chance, but like most things, I get so far behind on the stuff I want to read because, I'm always working and doing projects, and when I'm not, I'm trying to indulge in some Call of Duty, but I get so far behind on the stuff I want to read that I got to catch up when I can, and I let Karen tell me sometimes if it's worth the read, but she loves Harley, and I love to get her the books of Harley. You always got to support things that people like, I love Harley too, but Karen has made me love Harley infinitely more ever since we met. I'll say that. But we'll definitely see what happens in The Golden Child. I love Frank Miller. I love the work he did on The Dark Knight Returns, but just like I think anyone who could take a step back and be honest, like Frank Miller stuff can be really hit or miss sometimes with myself, so I don't know, we'll see. I liked DKII, no matter what other people said, but it was definitely no Dark Knight Returns, which obviously that Dark Knight Returns is like a Bible of sorts in the comic book world. I mean, it saved this character from being actually killed off back then in the 80s, and I mean, that's something huge to say for it. Kind of just wanted to get these two up together, talk about, because I didn't want to leave it off with Sideshow the way I left it. I didn't say anything bad, but I was just kind of like, I think these two need to work this out and get the collectors what they need. I wanted to let everyone know that this did come in, and they really came through. They had it out to me immediately. I've always said Sideshow has insanely good customer service. I mean, they'll pay for your statue to go all the way back to them. And that's something, I mean, a lot of companies will do return shipping, but these things are not cheap to ship. The fact that they'll refund you your original shipping and pay for your return shipping, I mean, they really stand by their name, I guess you could say. Let me know what you think of these two. Let me know if you enjoyed this. I really like touching base with everyone. I have a lot of stuff to film still. I mean, I get so far behind. I know I teased Justice League Batman Hot Toy. I'm actually looking at him right now. He's coming. I promise. I'll drop him next week, and I'll get out 2 videos next week. I got a little small thing I want to just pop open, check it out, talk about it. It's Code of Bakia, but we'll get around to that when we can. But like always, guys, I absolutely love the support. I love the comments. Keep them coming. I'm catching up on Nightfall Batman's comments, so I am coming. I'll be there soon. But yeah, leave me a like, leave me a sub if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about these two. Remember, go over to Instagram for the giveaway of the Dark Knight chest symbols. I'll pick out 3 people. I'm Jesse_Rebirth. And you can find me over on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen. I'll put a link in the description to this video. But as always, everyone, I hope you and your family are doing well. I wish everyone the best. And keep buying toys.